It is July 5th, 2017, and this is Atlanta United FC Weekly, a Home Before Dark podcast. I am Tim Herb, and as always, I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts. Across from me, Mr. Kevin Bradley.
Staying dry, despite your best efforts.
And then to my right, Dan James.
I am not staying dry.
I'm not sure. I don't know. What's that in reference to? The weather yesterday?
The weather plus you spilling water.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Which is why we're late.
Yeah. So we're late because I'm really bad at grabbing cans of drinks, and I spilled some sweet spicy water all over the table and almost ruined my computer, the mixer, the whole podcast setup. So apologies for that. But thank you for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you guys watching us. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It'll let you know you won't have to worry about a pesky link coming up on Twitter or Facebook. You might miss it. Yeah. You'll get an alert on your phone, let you know that we are going live. And if you guys are listening to us on iTunes, thank you.
Disappointed again this week.
No new reviews. You guys have been slacking.
No new reviews. Numbers are up. We got more people listening every week.
I was on vacation.
Every week. That's it. You've just not been. It's weird. The 2 weeks you haven't been here, we haven't gotten reviews. I'm really starting to think that you are paying these people.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah, it is weird.
I don't know if it's because I haven't seen you. Are you nice and sun-kissed, looking refreshed?
Thanks, Kevin. I've been working on my tan.
Looking good.
I've actually been wearing Factor 50, but because of my shitty British skin, it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I think I have that shitty British skin, and I'm not even British.
You inherited it.
Oh yeah,
I've just got shitty skin.
I burned so badly whenever I go to the beach. Anyway, so I guess yesterday we didn't have any chance for getting sunburned at the Atlanta United game.
Well, it seemed like we were going to. The first half of the day was super hot. Sun was out. I thought everyone was going to get dehydrated, which still happened because of the humidity. Everyone was just sweating uncontrollably. But yeah, it just rained.
It was very similar to the Houston game. It was, we wanted to go out tailgate early, and then the storm started hitting. It sucked because I really wanted to be out there and go hang out with people, and then we get there in that little limbo area, and then we end up hanging out at the BP across from the varsity for like an hour and a half.
Ended up posting. I think that's our new tailgate spot, is just sitting inside the BP by the empty beer racks where everybody clears it out, and we just had our own like little tabletop there where we got sandwiches from Dunkin' Donuts, and then I scooped out some of the spicy brine from the Cajun boiled peanuts and used it as an au jus from my Dunkin' Donuts sandwich.
Making a French dip with boiled peanuts. Au jus.
You can get an STD from that.
It was so good. I found a Band-Aid, but it was okay.
Totally worth watching that. I did not partake in that.
You missed out, dude. It was good.
No, not really. Flaming hot Funyuns. Anyway, so no, it was a great experience. All that is just like the Houston game where it was all that build up, and we're like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
Right.
And I was very happy because there was lightning that kept hitting. We kept seeing, but they weren't delaying the game. I don't know if that was just because it was too far away or what, but it was very nice. They did a horrible job, as a lot of people have mentioned, managing the throughput of people into the stadium. Yeah. It was god awful.
Yeah, the same thing happened at the Columbus game in Atlanta. So it was raining all the time, and then you were late getting into the game because everybody had waited. So
yeah, it seems like every week. I don't know. We went 3 weeks ago or 3 games ago, and it was backed up, and then it's just like you never know how bad it's going to be or how efficient it's going to be. I don't know what.
But I think we're like 3 or 4-0 when we have a rain delay or a delay into the game.
Yeah, I guess it would be 3, right? Yeah. At least, no, that would be 3. I can't remember what the other one was besides Houston, but there have been 3 for sure.
Houston, Columbus, and this one.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't at the Columbus game. That's why I don't remember that. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, so great win. Speaking of Columbus, though, you guys want to touch on that first?
Yeah. So what a great way. We crossed the threshold of midseason, right? We're in week 18. We have 2 games, back-to-back wins, 1 on the road, 1 at home. Like, I can't think of a better way to close the door on one half and then start the next. And I think that's what a lot of the forums and articles right now are saying is like, if you're going to start ramping up, and it's a little too soon to say, it's 2 wins over decent teams. But they're not the best in the conferences by any means. But I can't think of a better way to do that
Oh yeah,
going into this next half.
with a point above Orlando.
Exactly. But the thing that sucks is like now we're in that position where everybody's got a game in hand on us.
Well, there's still only for till like yesterday.
Orlando's playing tonight, right?
Yeah,
today.
I think they're playing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
I'll take a
we will
look.
keep regular updates on that for sure. Or actually, you guys keep regular updates on it because we're talking to you guys on Twitter and YouTube. So yeah, keep us updated on the score and all that, and we will discuss.
Right now,
accordingly.
Toronto is up 1-0 on it.
Nice.
Dig it.
I'm a huge
Dig it for
Toronto
sure.
fan.
That's great.
So,
Huge.
Dean Worley's birthday is the first game. Is that our first game at Mercedes? That's got to be a nice. You're gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Don't overdo it. Don't get plastered whenever you go to the stadium.
No, please do and find us. Find me specifically.
I just say I want him to be able to remember the experience enough.
Yeah, but he can
Surveillance
get-
found your boy in the crowd.
Yeah, I'm still upset about that. So we do love finding you guys, interacting with you guys whenever we go to tailgates and all that. And I've been trying so hard for the past couple of weeks to get up with Surveillance LaFleur, and he just catches you in the middle of
That
the.
was so bizarre. Like I'm walking with Katie, and he goes, "Kevin, what? What's up, man?" And I'm not gonna drop his real name, but it was good to meet him and his
Yeah.
wife. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just I can't wait for the stadium, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss Bobby Dodd. But I'm not gonna miss what happened yesterday with CSC just doing a horrible job. Why did they only have like 4 people at the main gate?
Yeah. I
At my gate, whatever gate 1 or gate 10, either way. It was crazy because it was backed up into the where they march in.
Yeah.
That was that line.
So Columbus game. Back to it. What was the final score of that? 2-1?
That was
2-0?
2-0.
2-0.
Clean sheet
All right. So
on the road.
you didn't submit. You weren't here, so I don't have your score.
No, I can't remember.
I said a draw. I'm out. I said 2-1 Columbus if Mears was in. Mears is gone, and I think we'll all make the argument that he's gone for
I'm
good
pretty
at
sure I
this
said
point.
2-1 at
after
Mears.
last night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said.
You said 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1, yeah. That's good. And then Eric said 3-1. So, and then we didn't do one for last night. But so yeah, Columbus game. Thoughts, impressions?
Yeah, we successfully defended 8 corners.
That's
8 set
crazy.
pieces.
It's something that height will do whenever it's put into your lineup.
That's right. So if you're a Columbus fan, you've got to be so frustrated. They have a pretty decent team, but they're just not able to string it all together. They were susceptible to the long balls that we were able to put through in their midfield. And I don't know, we came away with a fantastic result, much needed. And what I found out on Twitter, it's actually Kevin. You know, Kevin who's been going to the away
Yeah.
games.
He's going to be on later tonight.
The entire road skid that we had been on has been entirely his fault.
Oh, those are games that he didn't go to.
Due to which ones?
Oh, I didn't know if he didn't go to
No.
games.
He
That's
went
why.
to them,
He goes
okay.
to all the away
Okay.
games.
and you'll enjoy this.
And he got wasted at the Minnesota game
Yeah.
and the Columbus game. And all the other games, he hasn't been drinking enough. So we've been losing.
What?
I mean, what?
If he's going to keep reporting for this show, that is unacceptable behavior.
Exactly.
I cannot stand by that decision making. So
Anyway,
step it up.
it was a pretty crappy performance by the crew. I think as soon as we scored that first goal, we sucked the life out of the stadium and the players. And then by the second goal, it was just game over.
Yeah.
So we saw a great version of Tito Villalba
Yes,
on
we
Saturday.
did.
I cannot believe that goal that he put in.
The second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just
That Megs 4 people. Like, how does that
Yeah.
even slip through?
I honestly was just as impressed. Kevin said he's drinking heavily at the Orlando game. That's what we like to hear.
That's a good man.
So I was almost more impressed with his first goal because of the composure that he
I
had
agree.
to do going, I don't know, full blast into a one-on-one situation and just be able to like calmly and composed kick it with the side outside of his foot and put it to the side of Zach Steffen, who's a great keeper.
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely more impressed with the first goal just because the circumstance of the second one was just, I mean,
For sure.
You could take that shot a
Right.
dozen times and miss it a dozen times.
and that's perfect. It's a perfect example of something I want to talk about later, and we could talk about it right now. It kind of bridges the gap between these two games. It's that Tito Villalba. It's a guy that I know we all want to succeed. I think everybody in Atlanta wants him to succeed. He's taking up a DP spot.
Mhm.
He was our first big marquee signing, and he's also I don't know. He seems like a likable dude, but his his marquee or his hallmark is that he is the only thing he's consistent about is his inconsistency.
Right.
And we saw no two better examples than the past two games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see him in Columbus, just the absolute man of the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
He scored, putting away both of those goals calmly. You saw that Josef Martinez couldn't do that in a one-on-one situation with Stefan. You saw that Almiron couldn't do that
and
in a one-on-one
Martinez
with.
Was furious whenever he got out at the end of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was not happy.
Not happy at all.
No, and I think that was more so him not being happy with himself.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely beating himself up more than anything. But, I mean, back to your point about Villalba, we were talking going into that game, do we start Mears over in that position over him?
Or not Mears, Gressel.
Or Gressel, sorry. God, never start Mears. What am I talking
about?
No. Yeah.
You're ruining this, Kevin.
So it begins. Starting Gressel over him on the wing. And, I mean, he had a decent game against Columbus before. He said, go ahead, give him the benefit of the doubt. And we're much better for it, I think.
Right, yeah. So that's what we talked about in the last show. I wish you would have been here, Dan.
I don't.
But, yeah.
You're fighting off those 4 USCIS agents is pretty hard.
Your stay of deportation didn't last very long.
I'm surprised you're showing your face on camera right now.
We got to get you into WITSEC. No, we talked about it. I mean, he was the catalyst against Columbus the first time around. He had that composed goal, left-footed, slotted home the first goal against Columbus after Assad had stabbed that from the center back. I can't remember. I think it was Josh Williams. But same thing, though. I don't know if it's just they seemed very susceptible at right back. We're attacking the left side pretty heavily. Awful was pretty he
was great.
Great for us. Yeah. He's fantastic for us. And I don't know. I think that despite us attacking that left side, it seemed like we had, a lot more success on the right. I mean, Tito was great in that game. And I don't. Who else? What were some other positives for aside from Alec Can? I thought Alec Can was pretty great again.
Yeah, he got an assist. He could have had a second assist.
He almost had 2. Yeah, it's
true.
Josef Martinez goal, right?
Yeah.
Our would-be goal was from Alec Can, was it not?
Yeah,
yeah,
the first goal. But the only thing about Villalba is he's so dogged in front of goal. Like when he sees a chance that he could score a goal, he's not concerned with anybody else. He only just wants to put his foot into the ball and put it in the back of the net.
I feel like I see it in waves though, because I feel like against I feel like the first bit against San Jose, he was trying to pass it off too much.
No, especially there was that one play in the box where I think it was Martinez had the ball, played it to Mears or not Mears. God, Garza. No, Garza had the ball, plays it to Martinez. Heels it to Almiron, heels it to Villalba. Like they kept pulling defenders, which is what needed to happen. It completely freed up the goal, and then the final shot was just off frame. But I think Villalba was like the second or third touch in that to kind of keep moving it around.
But to your point, Dan, I think just as an overall, to me anyway, I think that his decision making in general needs to be better. I think that he's passing when he should be shooting, and vice versa.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, but I just feel like the 2 goals he scored, particularly against Columbus, were, and against Toronto, it's like him and the ball, and he's ready to just.
Well, the other thing too that I've noticed is that it just seems like he's wildly inconsistent on target too. Like he'll have it's like if he's on frame his first shot, it seems that he's consistently on frame for the entire game. I don't know. It wasn't the Columbus game. Who did we play the week
Colorado.
before? Yeah, Colorado, where he missed a shot off frame, and then he's just ripping them into the stadium every time you turn around, and he's just like getting more and more frustrated and then taking more and more terrible shots.
Well, you see that with Josef Martinez too. I mean, last night trying to do a corkscrew ninja kick.
That was just insane.
But at the same, yes.
Had it gone in though, I would have lost my mind.
You could say that about any of Villalba's wild efforts too.
True,
it's like if the stadium would have gone crazy.
I mean, it's just like Carmona's goal, right? Like nobody expects that volley to make it 9 times out of 10.
But with Josef Martinez, where he gets a little grace is that he has 9 goals this season. Granted, Villalba has what, 7? Does he have 6, 7 goals now? I want to say he has 7.
I'm not prepared for this.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, though,
he's got 8 goals.
He's got 8 goals. He's got 1 less goal than Josef. Granted, he's played a decent amount more games.
He's on par with Almiron.
Yes, exactly. So, but he has a lot. He takes a lot more chances than most. So
that's true.
So, but which I think is a great thing for a forward
Yeah,
to
he
do.
actually has taken 47 shots with 23 of them on goal.
Wow, that's not bad.
And against Columbus, he had 4 shots on goal out of the 5. So, like you were saying, he got one on
just wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure some of those games, it's like had 6 shots and one of them was on target because of those 6, the last one he finally just wore himself out to where it came down close enough.
But I want that from my forwards. I understand. So you don't see that out of Yamil Assad. I think that he knows his strength is more in playing balls on the ground.
Is he still leading the league in assists?
He is. It depends on where you look, though, because
Gotcha.
I use the Score, which is Canada's version of ESPN. The app just loads better, and they have him only at 7 assists or something like that.
It's got 9.
MLS has him at 9. I don't think the Score counts hockey assists, though.
Gotcha.
So it seems like he knows his strengths more than with Villalba.
Yeah.
So he doesn't take shots as much as he should, or as much as you would think he might. And I don't know, Villalba has a good shot.
No, I agree. I mean, Pier 6 is saying the same thing. You know, last night Tito just got frazzled and he started trying too hard to make things happen. So his performance went downhill.
Again, he was playing on tilt.
I think once you have, and I think that's where Martinez is. Like Martinez playing on tilt seems to get much more accurate and refined, and he gets kind of laser focused at times.
I feel like a lot of people look at that with rose-colored glasses because he has a lot of chances or non.
I definitely do. I saw that last night. The equalizer that put them in, like that 2-2 equalizer, Martinez is on the front lines, like barking at people and trying to keep people fired up and motivated. Granted, Toast and Jam Sessions, a fellow friend podcast of ours, says the same thing, you know, that the atmosphere is unlike anything he'd been to as his first Atlanta United game. And that was a huge indicator of that. Like they equalize, and rather than the crowd falling silent, everyone just rallies behind the team and starts chanting ATL, and he's in the middle of all that, and he's continuing to press up top and make opportunities happen.
But to go back to Josef, if we're talking about, I just feel like he is more of a fan favorite, and I think that Tito gets fairly criticized. I think that
I think Martinez is the fan favorite even in front of Almiron.
I think so too, and I think that people don rose-colored glasses whenever you just kind of overlook some of the really ridiculous attempts at goal he has, or sometimes where he gets frustrated, he just stands there and he doesn't do anything.
That's true.
Or he.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I think that he seems to get a free pass where Villalba doesn't.
I don't think he gets a free pass.
I think so. When have you ever heard anybody criticize Josef Martinez and not hold him up as a Jesus figure for this team?
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
I mean, he has a fucking Jesus
nobody's
statue
exactly,
poster.
Especially considering the fact. I mean, let's consider where his career with Atlanta United's happened, right? We're looking at 18 weeks now, 19 total games, where he came in as a stud those first 4 games that he was in. Was it 4 or 5? 4, I think.
It was 4 games. Yeah,
4 games. Like, I can't remember that far back. I don't think anybody was really criticizing Martinez's play then.
No, no.
So then he goes out for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it is, and comes back. And so, of course, he's like on this pedestal and he continues to keep scoring goals versus.
He's like a goal every 66 minutes or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
I mean, like, while I agree, like people are definitely putting on rose-colored glasses whenever it comes to criticizing him, I can understand how it's happening.
That's what Pierre said too. He said he has one of the best finishing rates in the league. He said man gets a free pass to be a dick.
Exactly.
No, I'm not criticizing him though.
But that's
not my thing.
That's just soccer though. I mean, defenders and goalkeepers get heavily abused just in general, and then strikers when they miss a chance, it's not as
right. That's what I'm saying. It's completely fine.
Right.
That was my point. Is that I really like whenever they're taking chances.
Absolutely.
I don't care that he's taking those chances.
You're talking about Villalba. Your issue isn't with Martinez and Martinez not getting flack. It's that Villalba's got so much for doing the exact same
Villalba,
thing.
What is Villalba's? I would love to know his goals per game rate whenever he's starting up front.
While Martinez was out,
correct.
Would basically be it.
Yes.
I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, someone needs to get on that.
It's probably not too bad.
So, all right. So Dan has a good point, and I think we need to keep this thing moving, talking about defenders and goalkeepers getting criticized for things.
Right. Parkhurst. Parkhurst, I thought he had played great in the past 2
absolutely
games.
agree. I
But
absolutely agree.
We've been nailing him to the wall, like
That's true.
against DC.
But
against
I think part of that
Vancouver.
is contingent on the fact that he is much more capable of playing in position because he's got Walks back there to help cover more times than not, and he's not having to play double coverage, which,
Right.
which is what he's having to do with Mears back there.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
no, I mean they all have to double cover because Gonzalez Perez is never in position.
Well,
Well,
Lorenowitz is back there to cover him at least.
Right. I would say that I would say LGP these days plays more of a probing center defensive mid than
he seemed to against. I think he had like 2 or 3 against San Jose, like dribbling up the field and getting in there
and getting it lost
then-
and losing it. Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. I didn't think he had a very good game yesterday at all.
Who?
I think Gonzalez
Parkhurst
Perez might have been
LGP?
our weakest link on the field
That
yesterday,
kind of
aside from
that's
Villalba.
what set up that first goal, right?
Yes.
Was just a shitty poke. I mean, you don't blame him there. Again, we've talked about it before. Ball comes, you make a stab
Wait,
at
the first
it.
goal, San Jose's first goal?
Yeah, that was his
No,
misstep.
Assad lost the ball.
Was that Assad that
Yeah.
took? No, I thought LGP took a step inside the box, and that's what deflected it back. And then that's whenever he ran in and took the shot.
I know Villalba lost the ball.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Villalba. But those two to me had the worst games of anybody. They were the only dull spots to me on the team yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, so let's stay with Columbus, and this will be a good segue into the San Jose game. And
Okay.
So we're talking about defenders and goalkeepers. Let's start with Walks, obviously, who's been stepping up big, and it just gets progressively more as we go into the San Jose game. I think he played great against Colorado, constantly in position. Just like against San Jose last night, like he takes some crosses that are off target. I think some of that has to do with the fact that Martinez, God, this accent thing that I've been doing the past 2 weeks is driving me nuts. Tends to be either middle of the box or front post, and nobody's ever really covering back post. So it's not that the crosses are off frame; it's just that nobody's really back there to pick it up.
He's had a marked improvement in his attacking play in
Absolutely.
3 weeks.
Absolutely,
Right.
It's been insane to watch him against Colorado. I felt like he was the only part he was lacking was that final product, putting it into the box, and I think that he's gotten better about that already.
I think so too.
But it felt against Colorado, and I noticed it again against San Jose. They gave him so much space to work in. It was like every time he got in the final third, Colorado just gave up the left side of the field and was just concentrating on Garza and company.
Yep.
But against San Jose, later in the game, they just got so squashed, they just gave up the wings. So Garza had tons of time to make these beautiful crosses that he was doing. And then Walks had tons of space as well.
So, yeah, I agree completely. I have very little negative to say about Walks out of 2 weeks, and I've got a lot of positive to say out of
3 weeks now.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3
absolutely.
weeks, 3 wins
Yeah.
with Anton Walks in the right back.
And I think it affects everything.
I am totally. He is 100% better than me.
Yes.
I feel like
And
I'm picking nits, but
You know what's crazy? He's 14 years his
Exactly.
junior.
That is the big difference maker.
The
to me anyway.
The big difference big difference maker, sure. Big standout thing to me is he's playing out of position.
oh yeah, he's a center back.
Or center defensive mid. I mean, he plays either holding midfield or center back, and he's like James Milner. He's just outperforming our fullback, and he shouldn't be playing fullback. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, good boy Sancho saying that Lorenowitz was he didn't stay on his man in that first goal.
Yeah, I just know somebody got that awkward poke that they were able to set it
That's
up.
one of the hardest things.
I could have sworn it was LGP, but
that was hard. I haven't had a chance to watch the game on TV, and watching it live and then watching the highlights, it's hard to kind of discern some of that stuff.
Yeah,
So-
it's Villalba, and then they just kept the ball away from all the bad guys.
Yeah. So next thing, talking about goalkeeper, we had Can, who had a great game.
Yeah, it was
And almost too good, and a really shitty situation that we've got to discuss now. But
Mhm.
it's like, if it's going to happen, unfortunately,
So-
it can't really happen at a better time.
So we've been beating a
right?
dead horse for the past 3 months, talking about Guzan coming in and talking about Alec Can's improvement.
It's an inside job.
Right.
It's an inside job.
damn it, inside job.
Is this a conspiracy
God.
theory that we play? We magically only have to play one game that's at home on July 4th that he gets subbed out for. We win 4-2, and then the next game, Guzan's already here, ready to go.
Mhm.
And how lucky were we, though, to have Cal Rainish, who is an MLS veteran, right? NASL veteran, somebody he's seasoned vet who can come in, and I thought he had a pretty decent game. I honestly thought his distribution was better than Can and Guzan's yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
I've had several people tell me that.
Some of the points of pressure that he had, and he was able to get the ball up on the wings.
I agree, and that's
He had
even
a far
with,
better game than David Bingham.
You mean his accuracy and distribution?
Yes, his accuracy and distribution was far better.
I was terrified, man. With it being as wet as it was, we all know how hard it is to play in those conditions. I mean, and I think that's what led to a part of what led to San Jose's first goal as well, is that like players naturally have to play more reserved in those conditions. You can't run full force because you're constantly having to stop and pivot. And whenever you do that in the ground slick, that's why there were so many penalties aside from the terrible reffing, but we've said we're not going to blame reffing before.
No. So that guy,
he made amends.
He did. So I did make a point to that. Dean Worley, who's listening, interacting with us, he immediately tweeted back to us about that. I whenever the red card was given yesterday, I was like, that's a makeup call, and I'm okay with it. And he's like, I'm not okay with it because the guy's still too inconsistent.
Yeah, exactly. And it stayed that way for the most part. Like it just seemed really
that first challenge is like even to a high school ref, that is a straight red card.
Absolutely. Yeah, both boots up, like straight on. Yeah, just awful.
Yeah, that ref was a dick.
Yeah. And I wasn't even so sure I wasn't even so sure the second challenge on Assad was even a yellow.
No, I couldn't see anything in it either.
The only thing I could see is maybe there was some hand jostling to get position, and then Assad fell.
Yeah, it looked like Sarkon had pulled him back just slightly, but he'd pulled him back. They ran a couple of paces, and then they both fell down.
No. It was right at the end, though. You can see their hands kind of shuffling a little bit. That's the only thing. But I honestly didn't think, in watching it in real time, that it was even a foul. I thought it was a 50-50. I thought it was
potentially, but then if you're running, I mean, he was the last defender, so it was a potential.
You want to talk about last defender? I mean, LGP should have gotten a red card yesterday, right?
That was pretty bad.
The dive.
I was thinking when he just shoulder barged into, I think it was Lima.
No. There was another point in the game. It was last man back. He was last man back, I think, and pulled one of their attackers back. Yeah.
There was so much just dirty play, and part of it's the conditions, and everything looks much more out of proportion because it is so hard to keep your footing, and challenges become that much harder to play through. It's just dangerous. I mean, but to your point about touches and stuff like that out of the backfield and distribution, whenever the ball's wet and the field's wet, the ball's moving a lot quicker. It's hard to get a consistent touch on it, and I think that they managed to do that fairly well for the most part. Yeah. There was nothing that Rainish was going to be able to do to stop either of those goals. No. I felt like the second goal was more – he just did not play the ball whatsoever. Like, he just lost it in the air, it seemed like. He just did not ever – But still, like, I mean, that's just Wando. But Wando put it into the only open space. Absolutely. He got back to his side of the goal. He got back to Wando. Yeah. Well, that's what he does. He makes gold out of garbage, except when you're playing on the he's reverse Miroslav Klose and reverse Podolski, where he's just god awful for the U.S. national team, and he's great for his club team. I don't know. So I think first goal, there's nothing he could have done about it. I was not a fan of Rainish. I was worried about him. If we were playing NYFC or Toronto or Chicago, we'd have been like 4-0 down. Yeah, I was. Maybe it was wet. I don't know. This has just been. This is the one time I've seen Rainish, but I was not. I'm looking forward to Gazan coming in. I am too. I was just on pins and needles every time. It felt like the entire game I was on pins and needles. And like I said, I don't blame the first goal on him, and I don't blame the second goal on him. I think he could have been in better position and tracked the ball a little bit better and maybe had a better opportunity at it. But he wasn't really challenged outside of those two goals, I don't think. Like, he didn't have to. Yeah, he made like 2 saves. Yeah, and they were right at him. I don't know that there was enough for me to say that he had an incredible, stellar game or anything like that. I agree he had good distribution and stuff like that, but I thought he did a job. I think he did his job. Absolutely. Yeah. I will agree with that 100%. But I was definitely on pins and needles the entire time, it felt like. Yeah, Salman, one of our longtime viewers, listeners. 8 yellows. Yeah, 8 yellows, 2 reds, so the ref was horrible. It's true. I mean, I texted Kevin during the middle of the game. I was like, there's no way he doesn't get red. That's got to be the most cards in an MLS game this season, right? I don't know. I haven't seen another game. I mean, we watch the highlights most weeks. I haven't seen another game where there's been 2 reds on the same team. Yeah. I've seen. There's been games where they.
Orlando.
Orlando. That's right. I was gonna say Orlando. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Savages.
I was texting Kevin during the game. I said, there is no way he doesn't get reprimanded by a PRO because these referees get suspended. They get fines whenever they have terrible games. And to me yesterday, he just lost control of it.
He absolutely did.
He could have really set the tempo with that challenge on Assad at the beginning, put a straight red out there, said, cut the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a blatant red card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got. Like, that's your job as a ref. And whenever you're even more so in those conditions where players' health and safety is at hazard. Also, why the fuck were they watering the field at halftime?
Yeah, they always do that.
Why?
They're probably on a timer.
It made no sense to me whatsoever.
Probably on some sort of right. No, I don't know.
I was like, why is this?
I've always
now?
wondered that too. We have Kevin Brown, right, joining us in a little bit, and then also Kirby Smith.
Yeah, so we got 2 guests coming on in about 10 minutes. So
yeah, we're done talking about Columbus.
Wait.
I know we kind of just bantering around.
Hold on. So
yeah,
Almiron, did Almiron get carded against? He didn't. Shit. So Almiron's on 4 yellows.
So if he gets another one, he gets accumulation. He misses a game.
So that would be the home game against Orlando.
Oh
Ooh.
shit! So if he better behave down in Orlando.
Yeah, and they're going to be dragging him.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
they will be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about San Jose at this point in mind.
Yeah. So sure, Alec Can to me not sorely missed, but he was definitely missed.
Absolutely. I think Lorenowitz stepped up huge. Every challenge, every ball that came into the midfield, Lorenowitz was involved in.
I saw something crazy. So Eric Quintana, who joined us last week, he was saying that Facebook page, the Atlanta United,
the Atlanta United fans.
Yeah, the Atlanta United fans page on Facebook's going to start a war at some point. And when somebody put, am I the only one that thinks Lorenowitz is somebody who we need to replace? And
what?
Everybody said, yes, you are the only one. And it was just it was like, maybe I just don't know anything. Maybe I'm not an expert at soccer or whatever. And somebody's like, you are not. Or to your first point, you're not a. Anyway, and somebody just posted a player of the month graphic that Atlanta United did for him. That was so. Anyway, I thought that he was not poor, but I didn't think he was on his shit in the beginning of the game. Much to somebody's point earlier about him maybe being at fault for the first goal. I thought that he was a little poor in the beginning, but he really made up for it.
I think everybody was poor in the beginning. Everybody seemed to come out flat. I think part of that was because nobody knew what to expect out of the backfield. The defense seemed to play a little bit more cautiously because of that.
Yeah.
Like, it affected it all the way up. Everybody just seemed to be uneasy. And then once their backs were against the wall, especially once that red card came out, it was a completely different team for Atlanta that played the rest of that game, I thought. Robert Swick joined, said Orlando is down
1-0 at half still.
1-0 at half, yeah. So Orlando is not the South.
So Laurentowicz is also on 4 yellow cards.
Ooh.
That's dangerous too, because being somewhat of an enforcer of a midfielder, that doesn't bode well for us. But I would rather him be available for the away game in Orlando.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I would rather us have our strongest squad out on the road than at home, because we do have the advantage of the crowd.
Right.
And comfortability.
And we have options at home that I think we're a little bit more, like you said, I think we're a little bit more comfortable. Like, we come back home, Guzan's on his second game with the crew at home. He's got the crowd behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You got Almiron out, but you still got, as we talked about with the Miami game, we've got a lot of depth across the entire pitch that we've established over the cup play that we've had. We got Kratz that we can put in mid, which I think that would be the natural sub for Almiron if he goes out.
Yeah.
And then who would you put in over Lorenowitz?
I would put Anton Walks. I would put him at the center defensive mid position, and then I would put Mark Bloom out on the right back, or put Zach Lloyd at right.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Where is Zach Lloyd?
I don't know. He's just.
Or do you just put McCann in?
No, you never put McCann in.
McCann's after that Miami performance.
McCann can go back to Coventry or whatever.
I think we put Heath in.
No, he's gone out on loan.
Yeah, we put.
Oh, he's out on loan. I did not know that.
The next day.
Wow.
Yeah. So about Guzan, because he's on with the US.
Yeah.
If the US get to the final of the Gold Cup, then he will miss the first Orlando game.
Which sucks. We'll have Rainish because we didn't touch on how long out Can's out for, but it's a 6 to 8 week injury, and it was kind of a game time thing too.
Yeah, I only noticed at the end of the Columbus game,
He was limping.
And Parkhurst was taking the goal kicks.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know.
Greg Garza should have scored 2 goals against
In the box?
San Jose.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand. It fell to him. The first one, at least, the pass from Martinez fell to him when he was in that running motion, and he wasn't ready to shoot.
That second one, he should have been given a yellow for a dive, right?
Who, Garza?
Garza. I feel like
maybe.
I'm on the south side. So whenever he was pushing forward for those 2 chances, I could barely see him. But from my vantage point, it looked like he took a dive at some point in the game. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised when he didn't get a yellow card because he stayed down for a little bit and then kind of trotted back.
It may have been that one. Just the second time, I was like, "Oh, Garza, you should have scored."
Yeah.
And did you also see when Martinez missed? He grabbed both of his shorts and pulled them up to his hips.
Did he spray water on it?
No.
I keep looking for it.
Like,
he did it. He did it.
He did it against Charleston, yeah.
Charleston game. Every game I've been watching to see if he sprays his legs, and he hasn't done it again.
So interesting.
I started doing that at the gym. But I just wear my head. People talk, but I'm just wearing my headphones.
Just spraying your legs. I'm on the treadmill.
Hey, I'm doing some squats.
So Solomon, interesting, says Garza should have been man of the match yesterday. Thoughts on that? I thought he was great.
I think Mears gets walks. I think Mears gets man of the match.
Anton Walks scoring a header without even coming off the ground. How about that?
I think Walks gets man of the match easily. Just because I lost my fucking mind whenever he scored that goal. I mean, literally they're setting up for it, and I go, and every time you get a corner, you're like, oh, we're about to score a goal.
No,
but this was the one time all night I was like, Walks is about to score.
But it didn't even come off the corner.
No.
It didn't come off the corner. Play it short.
Still happened.
Play it short.
And I was like, Walks about to score a header. And then it happened, and I lost my mind. Lost my mind.
We scored off the short corner, though.
Yeah. That was Mears. Yeah. Or not Mears.
Yes.
You got me saying it. God, you dick. No, that was Walks. Walks scored off that, but it wasn't directly from a corner.
Robert Swick says Mears gets man of the match by sitting. Burn. I agree with that.
I was going to agree with Salmon because Garza had so many crosses that were pinpoint, and I didn't notice Walks as much. But now I see Robert.
I think Walks was definitely a little bit more inconsistent on his crosses. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Garza seemed to contribute more to a total team effort up top. But
I thought Garza was incredibly consistent throughout the game. I thought everything that he did was quality yesterday.
Butter.
Yeah.
Ooh, Toronto's up 2-0.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Suck it, Orlando. On that note, we'll go ahead and start.
You guys keep it going. I'll see if I can get Kevin on the line.
So now that we're talking about Toronto being up on Orlando, we are officially the next game. The next game is Orlando. Finally, it's here. We got 2 weeks until then.
Super freaking nervous because of all the shit we've been talking.
I'm not. I'm psyched. Hopefully, we'll all end up down there. We'll see.
Hey, Kevin, you got us?
All right. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
what's up,
Kevin.
man?
It's our traveling correspondent, Kevin Brown. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Great week, man. Great week.
Yeah.
Great couple days. Yeah.
Hell of a week.
So, Columbus game. How was that crowd? How did Atlanta travel for that game?
I couldn't see a whole lot of people there, but the people I did see, they cheered a whole lot. There's a couple in the back. I've posted it on Twitter. Like they just stood up for the whole game.
Well, that's true. That's true of any Atlanta game and Atlanta crowd.
Except when I had your tickets, Tim. I had 3 guys that were like high school age, and they sat down for a good 15
There's
during the game.
I saw a post earlier. There was a an entire section. I think it was 112 that was sitting during some of the game yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
An entire
Shameful.
section?
Yeah.
Shameful.
Yeah, it's very shameful. Yeah. So, Columbus, did you go sightseeing? Go see all 3 of their buildings? Go.
I had a good. The next day I had there, I went to their little marketplace. I got a tuna bowl. It was tasty, and I saw. You remember the guy who he was a bum on the streets, and then he had a great radio voice, and they fixed him up real nice.
Yeah, dude, he had that crazy good hair.
Yeah, I saw him in the marketplace, so I saw a local celebrity.
Oh, nice. No, so game was great. And then were you able to come to the game yesterday?
Yeah, I was there too.
Ah, damn it! Why don't we need to get up? We still have not gotten together, man. This is disappointing.
All right. Yeah, all right. We'll make it happen. Definitely before the Orlando game, we have to.
Yeah, if not at the Orlando game in Orlando.
Yeah, hopefully we'll all be down there for sure. We're trying to see what we can pull together now.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
So
that'll be excellent.
Bright spots for you for the Columbus game being there.
Oh wait, what was the question?
Bright spots
For Columbus.
Oh, bright spots. Tito. He looked like the same Tito in that Toronto game that I went to. He pounced on the ball. He was in perfect positioning for the second one. It was just like he played a good game. He was what we needed.
Yeah. What about weak spots, negatives that you saw?
Weren't a whole lot. They played a solid game. I mean, a couple of giveaways, but Can had the saves that we needed. I don't know. It was just a great overall game, away game. It was perfect. It was great.
It seemed like we did quite enough to nullify, like Miriam, Higuain. Was that what you saw live?
Yeah, I think Anton Walks was tracking back very well so that Miriam couldn't do anything. Higuain just wasn't really a factor. They were dribbling in the box for a little bit, and then there was 2 or 3 Atlanta guys on him.
Yeah, he seemed frustrated, especially whenever he hit. I really thought he was going to score that header off of that ball on the far corner.
Oh man, it was
the far
so
post.
close.
Yeah. Thoughts on Rainish? Having watched Alec Can perform so well in Columbus and then come back to Atlanta and watch Kyle Rainish, spot start yesterday against San Jose.
You know what? I liked what he did. He did. I think Can would have had that second goal from Wondolowski. I don't know. I feel like Can gets bigger and shuts down the area that he'd have, or he would have stopped it in the air. I don't know. I think
that was my argument. It just seemed like he lost the ball in the air and just didn't position himself well enough. But I can't fault him for both of those. I mean, we got the W.
I mean, it
That's
was tough spot to put in. But I think Can would have got that. Otherwise, I mean, he did a job and really what we needed.
Yeah, I agree. So, what are your thoughts going into Orlando? We're 2 weeks out now.
Oh man, I think the team's on high. Everyone's going to get a break. Everyone should be healthy coming in. I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do very well there.
All right, so you know the deal. We got to get score predictions from everybody as we do on every show, but we're going to definitely get them from you and Kirby tonight. So what's your score prediction going into Orlando in 2 weeks?
Into Orlando, I think Josef Martinez, another brace, and then Gressel with a goal. So 3-1 Orlando. 3-1 Atlanta.
All right, I like it.
I love the disrespect that Orlando's getting in the live chat. Robert Swick saying, "Beware the trap game" when they're a 5 seed, and we're calling that a trap game. That's pretty disrespectful, and I love it.
I agree.
That's
completely.
fantastic.
So yeah, hopefully we'll see you down there, man. Thanks for coming on. I mean, you're going, right?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going. Got 8 tickets for me and my girlfriend and her family.
Great. Well, if any of them bail, you give us a call.
All right.
We're only 7 hours away. We'll start the trek.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks for calling
See
me,
you, Kevin.
Right,
Thanks, man.
Later.
Thanks. See ya.
I hope Cole Laren gets arrested again.
Dude, how great would that be? No, that's going to be in Atlanta. You know Atlanta's a trap with all the strip joints and everything.
And the actual traps.
Yeah. Trap house. Yeah. Trap game. That's the real trap game.
I swear she was 18.
No, so how many? Because I'm trying to think of how many people have gotten in trouble from Super Bowls that were played in Atlanta, like Ray Lewis. Yeah, he definitely at least watched somebody.
Eugene Robinson.
Eugene Robinson. Yep. I guess that was an Atlanta player that got
it somewhere else.
Yeah. Anyway, we have the highest concentration, I think, of strip clubs in the U.S. I want to say
apparently with a
strip club capital of the country. Yeah.
Like
Which is crazy when Las Vegas exists.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get Kirby on the line.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Seriously, that's Dan's boy.
It's my boy.
You guys are tight.
The first person I interacted with.
Whoa.
The new Skype ring's weird.
It is weird. It's like we're in the future.
Was it orange?
Yeah. Hey, Kirby.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey, Kirby.
You got all 3 of us here. How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good, guys. Sorry I missed the last time.
Which time?
Wife,
it's been like 8 times now.
The wife had a birthday, so I couldn't drop that.
Unless she was given birth.
Rude.
And even then, it's kind of.
Even then, it's like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
You can't step out for 5 minutes? Come on.
Man, it's birthdays are a big deal for her, so gotta go big on the birthdays.
I get it, man. I totally get it. So were you at the San Jose game?
No, I tried to give y'all my tickets, man.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that, man. That's a bummer. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out. And that's why I said we got to get this dude on.
Yeah, that's probably why y'all called me.
It was the ultimate guilt
4th
trip.
of July stuff, so I had to do all the family 4th of July stuff. So.
Yeah, it was surprising because it was surprising how light the traffic was getting down to the stadium.
Yeah.
I think it's just everybody was finally done. Everybody was done with downtown by the time the Peachtree was over and everything. Everybody's like, I'm not doing this. And then everybody that was just at the game watched the
everyone's
fireworks.
like, I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, fireworks aren't that exciting.
Yeah. I was like, what was the last innovation in fireworks? When was the last time a firework was like, whoa, that's something I've never seen before? Like, when was the last time that happened?
It's true. It's a good point.
So, bright spots from yesterday.
Bright spots. I think Tito was consistent the whole game for once. I like Lorenowitz, but I'm still not sold on Carmona. I don't know. I might be the only one, but I would rather see Kratz in there. I feel like he's more offensive mindset, and I mean we've got Lorenowitz back there covering, so I just don't really like Carmona in there. I might be the only guy.
My opinion on that is that I think while I agree that Kratz is going to be more of an attacking role, I think that the top 4 that we've got already are already pressing so hard and so tight that if you put another player pressing that aggressively, you just open yourself up to the counters and you're just so susceptible to that.
I feel like Kratz is like a 50-50 attack defend.
Exactly.
Where Carmona is like a third attack, 2/3 defender, which I feel like
you really think
helps us
Kratz gets
balance
back
a
that
little
much?
bit
I
more.
think that he stays up a little too much.
I think it's
maybe
probably a
the other way around.
60-40.
Either way, Kratz is a little bit more attacking. Than
I definitely agree. I think you just open yourself up to the counter, which Atlanta's been susceptible to all season. I think less so with Walks in the backfield now because he plays position more. But
and Kevin Brown
got a good.
Sorry, Kevin Brown just reminded us Carmona slide tackles the world.
Absolutely does.
Which I do agree with.
All right, Kevin, stop talking. We already had you on the show. You're done.
So, all right. So, Kirby, since this is the first time we've had you on, what's been your favorite Atlanta United moment so far?
Oh, man, I would probably say that first Yamil Assad goal, that was probably the best moment for me because I'd been waiting for soccer to come to Atlanta for so long, and for us to score first like that, I mean, even though we didn't come out with the 3 points, that was just something I've been waiting on for a long time. So
that's an interesting discussion to have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're halfway through. What's your
Right.
So everybody on YouTube, iTunes, let us know what's your highlights. Even if you throw it up in a review on iTunes or whatever, we'll read them out. What's your highlights at midway through the season right now? What's your highlights? I don't think I can talk about mine right now out the gate. On the spot, I don't know that I can.
I think the biggest one that jumps out to me, and it's recent, it's probably the reason why, but Alec Can saving that game against Colorado, saving us 2 points right at the death, saving that game on that corner.
I think best game for me is probably, start to finish, the most enjoyable game to watch has been
Minnesota.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Minnesota was definitely a highlight. Yeah, that's a great discussion point, Dan. What about for you? Did you have one in mind?
No, I didn't. I was trying to think. Probably Minnesota when Martinez, because he got his hat trick.
Yeah.
And,
Is that the only hat trick we've had all season?
I think
Was
so.
Martinez's against Minnesota, right?
No. Almiron had a hat trick.
That's right.
Oh,
Almiron
against
did have the
Houston.
one.
Against
right.
Houston, yeah.
That's
Right.
absolutely right.
Yeah, that was cool. And it was cool when Colton came on.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that first game.
We'll have to have the
So-
highlights at the end of the season. Just like go through. We'll get all the podcasts, like all of the Atlanta United podcasts together, and we'll all just drink and commiserate about the fact that the season's
Absolutely.
over, but that we've got the cup to show for it.
Yeah, new viewer Kendrick Brock says Martinez hat trick in the snow. That's hard. That's really hard.
To beat that.
Yeah.
The other thing was NYFC beating NYFC at home and David Vegan's so
Oh,
because
I couldn't
wait,
believe it. We
they
were up
beat us.
3-0. I was like, what is happening right
Wait,
now?
did David Villa play that game? I can't take credit for that. That's Angie's line. But yeah, that's. What about yesterday? What about negatives? Anything that you're worried about going into the Orlando game, Kirby?
I think the only thing I worry about is if we go down early in Orlando, I think it might be pretty tough to climb back. But if we can get an early goal, like I said, I was talking trash to somebody on Twitter.
Good boy.
Saying we're gonna hang 6 on you guys.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm hoping that we hang
Hell
6
yes.
That's what I want to
6-0.
see. Yeah.
I hope so.
So Robert Swick comments, favorite moment versus Colorado. I brought my wife, not a soccer fan at all, and she looks up a couple minutes after the Martinez goal and says, "Okay, I'm having a really good time." I mean, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
in essence, I mean, I think that's what there's a lot of hardcore soccer fans and even mediocrely core soccer fans that have some interest in the game.
Is that a word?
Have some interest in the game, but aren't big EPL or Premier League fans. Like, just on board with the team from an Atlanta standpoint, and they've got into it for that reason. But then just because of the camaraderie and the atmosphere, there's people that have no understanding or have never watched soccer before, just having a genuinely great time at the games in that
supporter
environment.
section, man. They are holding it down.
Last night may have been more hype than even the season opener was. And my tickets are over by the supporter section. It's just, and I was telling somebody else, I was telling Evan and Sarah who were there last night because they haven't been since the season opener. I was like, it's hard to compare because the crowd has evolved along with the team and they've grown along with the team. And so all of the chants and all of the camaraderie, all of the supporters groups, they've all got their clicks and their passion, and it's much more vocal than just the standard ATL chant. Like there's just, it's just so much more powerful and prevalent within the stadium now. It's really special.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, it's that's one of the things. You watch a lot of games in MLS, and you'll see the supporter sections that are singing along, clapping, and all that. They're smaller than ours, I think, for the most part. Yeah. But you don't see the crowd. You don't see the crowd queued up with them like they are with us.
No, you saw in DC. You saw 8 guys jumping up and down, and then in the Columbus game, you could just hear one guy screaming the chant. Like I know he probably had a big horn.
Oh my god! Yeah, I think they were making fun of him pretty bad.
That's not good, man.
So Kirby, what's your score prediction for the Orlando game?
I think you already said 6-0, at least 6-0, right?
You gotta stick to it, right?
That's my hopeful. You guys know I'm an optimist. 6-0 is my optimistic prediction. My realistic prediction is 2-1. I think Atlanta comes out with the victory. They score first, and Orlando finds a way to tie it up, and then we get probably 80th minute. We'll come up with the winner.
All right.
I'd like to hear it.
I like it.
Before you go, favorite player apart from Martinez.
Oh, conditional. I like it.
Oh, my favorite player, Yamil Assad, man. I'm hoping we.
Oh, nice.
I keep seeing that. I keep seeing the rumor that we've signed him, but I can't get anybody to.
I haven't seen that rumor.
I think I saw that as well.
Yeah, his dad came out on radio down in Argentina saying that they're trying to buy him. I think so. Yeah. I hope that's the case too. I wouldn't have said the same thing 2 months ago, but I really hope that's the case because I think we can get him under at least whatever that is, target acquisition or whatever. We would get him a non-DP contract. So.
I mean, he just hustles, man. Dude, that guy all game long, he just doesn't stop. I mean, it's fun to watch him play. So,
yeah, he's definitely turned me into a believer. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us, Kirby. It won't be the last time for sure. And are you going down to the Orlando game?
I'm trying to get approval from my wife to go down with my younger brother because me and him we're season together. So we're trying to make our way down there, but I don't know what to see.
Do you have kids, Kirby?
Oh, no kids.
All right, take advantage before you have kids, because when you have kids, you're not going to have much free time.
She is not a fan.
All right, man. Well, best of luck getting down there. Let us know how that goes.
Thanks, Kirby.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
bye. Oh, man. Mateus Ortega. Is he a new listener?
Yeah,
he is.
No, apparently they watch on YouTube. First time watching live though. Saying that the defense is terrible and goalkeeping is terrible. I think it's a strong word. I think we all agree, and we've all beat this defense to pieces.
I think defense is actually a strong word. That the way we play, I don't think that we really deploy a genuine defense.
We don't put our defense in positions to be successful.
No.
It's more of we've got to have potentially 3 guys back there.
Well, it's because it's because
one being a goalkeeper.
We play that press. I don't really think we attack first. Attack first, find out how to defend later. And I think, honestly, that's proving to be a better strategy as an expansion team in the MLS is score goals first, because not a lot of teams score a lot of goals.
Yeah, imagine if we're like Colorado.
At least consistently.
That.
Did you see RSL scored 6? They hung 6 on LA last night.
Yeah, Cole
Beckerman scored a fucking diving header.
It was a diving header?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
The first goal that Rusnak had was great, and then Mofsizian. They had a really good team goal between Mofsizian. I think Rusnak was in on that too, and João Plata. I'm not going to say that it's the first time I think I've seen them at full strength in a while too.
Oh, but yes.
Yeah,
that's
because I feel like
at
some point I feel like Mofsizian or Rusnak or Plata or Beckerman they've all been kind of in and out of the lineup.
I've been cut off. I've been sending too many messages. I got to take a break and try again. It said I didn't realize that I could get fired from my own live chat and fucking YouTube. Good God. No, I don't think that our defense is terrible. Pierce Hicks says our defense is mid-table. I think that's an accurate statement. And I would even put them upper mid at this point.
Yeah, and then our attack, I would say, is supporter shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we have the best attack, bar none.
And then Mo says ATL can defend if they're not other side of the field attacking. I agree with that. It depends. I mean, so they high press a lot and it exposes them. But like we've said before, with Walks being in over Mears now, we've seen that far less where they've been so susceptible. Lorenowitz is able to play his role
they look more
and secure the midfield far more than they were a few weeks ago. But
were you about to say there's a better attack in the MLS?
No, I was going to say
NYCFC maybe.
Would you say Chicago are a more balanced team?
100%.
I would agree with that. That's why they're leading the conference right now.
Right.
Because they rely on maybe 2 guys to score goals between Akam and Nikolic. And then occasionally Solignac will come in and he'll score goals too. But you have a midfield kind of dedicated to being a midfield, right? Yeah. I mean, you have Schweinsteiger, you have Juninho, and then was it Arturo Alvarez is in that midfield as well. And that team's really good.
Right.
Do we play them again this season?
In the final.
It's 1-3. Toronto's up 3-1. I guess there's a free kick. 1 goal as well,
regardless, I don't think we'll jump Toronto. So I'm happy to see them beat whoever we're trying to beat out for a home field position.
I agree. So that said, let's wrap this thing up. We're right at an hour here. So score predictions for Orlando. Dan.
I'm going to go.
Are we not recording the next week? Are we going to take next week off?
I'm hoping that next week, we've been teasing it for a while. We're trying to get together a showcase for all the Atlanta supporters groups. We've reached out to some of you. Terminus Legion, we're still waiting to hear back. If any of you are listening to this, hit us up on Twitter. But we've got in touch with the bulk of you, and then maybe do like a short sit down with Jay.
That sounds good, guys. In the YouTube chat, let us know what your score predictions, or on Twitter, wherever you guys want to let us know. What are your score predictions for the Orlando game down in Orlando?
Dan?
2-0 Atlanta.
Tim?
I'm going to go with a very unpopular 1-1.
We'll say 2-1 Atlanta. All right. So
we got Salmon says 2-1 Atlanta.
1-2 Atlanta.
Dean Worley says 2-1 Orlando.
And Faction. Yeah, Faction. Dean, we're going to definitely have somebody on from Faction talking about what they bring to the table. That's ultimately our goal. I know there's a lot of people that listen to this show and a lot of friends of ours that have been looking to join a supporters group and don't really know what the difference is between each one. And so we've been trying to reach out to some of the founders of those groups to have them on to talk about their group and what they bring to the table and sets them apart from the rest.
Agreed. Surveillance LaFleur on Twitter says 4-3 Atlanta down in Orlando. Kendrick Brock, new viewer. Appreciate you tuning in. At least somebody who's interacting for the first time. 1-0 Atlanta. Brittany S. 2-0 Atlanta.
Robert Swick, 2-2.
Good boy Sancho, 2-2.
Mao with 3-3.
Oh, Dean. Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
He said 2-1 Atlanta, not Orlando.
Yeah, I was about to block him.
All right, so thanks guys for checking us out. As always, we love interacting.
One more.
One more.
We don't leave people out.
No.
Brandon Rich, 3-1 Atlanta.
Hell yeah,
dig it.
So thanks for checking us out, guys. If you haven't thrown up a review on iTunes, please do. It helps boost us up. You guys have already got us as the #1 spot in iTunes for Atlanta United Podcast, and we love the hell out of you for doing that. But every review that you put up there gets the word out that much more for other people to join us. And thanks for checking us out on YouTube. If you found us there, we love you guys for chatting with us.
Subscribe on YouTube, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
We love interacting with you guys, obviously.
If you don't follow us on Twitter, we talk all the time. We have a sister show that Tim and I do far more sporadically than this show, but we do it every now and then on the Home Before Dark network. But you can find all of us on Twitter. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me at my name, and that's Tim Herb, TIMHERB.
Dan, where can they find you?
At DNJMS.
You can find me as well at The Architect. That's at _ARC, the #1 TECT, collectively at Home Before Dark. That's before spelled B and the number 4. Check out gethomebeforedark.com. We love the hell out of you guys. We'll see you next week. As always, be home before dark.
Peace.